George Whitefield was a major religious figure in the 18th century. He spread Christianity and led many revival meetings in England and North America. He was born on December 27, 1714, in Gloucester, England, and died on September 30th, 1770, in Newburyport, Massachusetts. He became a very popular religious icon who preached about spiritual revival to the American colonies, and here he often talked about his own personal salvation while he preached and spread liberal and democratic views. He lived in the time period called the Great Awakening, and this was basically just a period of religious revival, which was significant because it brought unity to the colonies by having a shared religion. The major belief in the Great Awakening was that anyone could seek out salvation by having faith in Jesus. The Great Awakening happened because people were beginning to lose faith and passion in their religion. This was mainly due to the ideas of the scientific revolution, which included ideas of secular rationalism, which were beginning to become popular, as well as more liberal ideas. The colonists began to fall in love with Whitefield's way of preaching. It was often described as electrifying and fulfilling. He was able to make the characters from the Bible so realistic and portray them in such a lively way that it made his sermons unique. He often preached about love and forgiveness, which allowed the colonists to connect with him. During his lifetime, he preached at least 18,000 times, with 10 million listeners altogether. He was one of the first preachers to preach to slaves, and he had a great response to it. In turn, he converted many African Americans and Indian slaves into Christians. Whitefield's preachings were a major factor in why so many branches of Christianity developed. This was because he was one of the main people who contributed to the revivalism of Protestantism. The spiritual revival that he ignited became a major event in history and greatly impacted the colonists. Because of George Whitefield, Christianity is now the #1 religion in the United States. His liberal views also contributed to the democratic side in our government.